Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time reviewing on the film Space Jam. Now, as you know, Space Jam is a 1996 live-action animated sports comedy film that was meant to feature the basketball star player Michael Jordan, as well as being a fictional version of himself, teaming up with the Looney Tunes in basically a basketball game against the Monsters, as well as kind of having a message about realizing what you're truly good at, as well as encouraging people to basically find their true spark. So the premise of the film is meant to follow Michael Jordan, who basically has given up basketball and is focusing on baseball. And we kind of see how that, the start of his baseball career is a rocky start. And you can kind of tell he really wants to believe that he's really cut out for baseball when he's not. And we also do kind of see how on Moron Mountain, where we kind of see how Schwartzhammer, who's meant to be the owner of Moron Mountain, decides to kind of use the Looney Tunes as his next sort of scheme to attract new business. And we kind of see how his henchmen try to get the Looney Tunes and get challenged to a basketball game. So of course in the film they steal the talent of other basketball players and end up becoming monster versions of the kind of forms they picked. And we kind of see how Michael Jordan is roped in to kind of help the Looney Tunes in his own way, as well as finding his spark once again. I think the message of the film with Michael Jordan is that it's good to try new things and see if you're really cut out for it, but it's also important to realise what your true calling always was. And yeah, it was good that he tried baseball, but it was just kind of clear that he wasn't cut out for it. And I think him going back to basketball was him realising what he truly was for. And I think with him encouraging the other players made sense. The message with that is, it's always important to encourage people, but you shouldn't always take a game as a personal matter. And you can tell he does try to encourage the other players. And I like how, the basketball players for the Toon Squad are obviously, Porky Pig, Sammy Sam, Pepe Le Pew, also Foghorn Leghorn. And I like how they do give the characters their moments to shine. And I know Space Jam was also meant to feature the first appearance of Lola Bunny. And I think the way she's thrown in does feel a little out of place, but I'm kind of glad with other Looney Tune media, they never really put her too much under the rug. And I think the film does work, because I think when you do also have Wayne Knight playing Stan, who's meant to be a publicist, an assistant who helps Michael, you can tell his heart's always going to be in the right place, but I think his character is a bit like a Melvin. Like, he's kind of thrown in to kind of be the comedy character, but his heart's in the right place. And I think when you've got Bill Murray playing himself, I think it's kind of implied that he's more like trying to encourage the other NBA players and does want to join, but you can tell the other members of the NBA don't really want him there, kind of implying that they don't want an actor to be a basketball player. And I think what's actually also interesting as well with Space Jam, I think it's interesting how the film did leave a cultural phenomenon, like having t-shirts, film posters, there was games for it. And what's interesting is that, the website is still up, even to this day. And I think it's kind of impressive how, Space Jam isn't a good film, but it knew what it wanted to be. And I think the point of Michael Jordan was just meant to realise that basketball was always meant to be his true passion, and it was just kind of clear that baseball was something that wasn't for him. And I think, in my opinion, Space Jam is definitely an enjoyable movie. I think despite that, yeah, Lola Bunny being thrown in, and with her first appearance being minimum, and yeah, the basketball game at the end feels a little anticlimactic, it's still a pretty good movie, with self-promotion, good stories, and interesting gags. So I think the movie definitely deserves thumbs in the middle. Well, not the best, it's definitely an enjoyable movie. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.